Hey, this Omar, and just discussing a quick recap of Monday Night Football last night, and some things that I saw, some things I didn't see. I was kind of surprised at the outcome, to be honest. The spread was 6.5, so it's like this was one of the games that was supposed to have been a blowout, but uh, you know, surprisingly, Seattle made it a hell of a game. Like they did, as far as Geno Smith, he played better or solid for them, you know what I'm saying? And made it definitely like a enjoyable game to watch. Russell Wilson, he kind of was he did his thing, but he kind of looked a little like tight. He had 49 completions, 42 attempts, 340 yards, a touchdown. Um, but it's it was like it was it wasn't a lot of the flow in the offense, especially in the second half. Um, Melvin Gordon, the running game was pretty solid. He gave you 12 attempts, 58 yards, and Javonte Williams, he came up with 7 attempts, 43 yards. I was kind of surprised they didn't feature him more in the running game. He made it forward in the passing game, but I'm 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 surprised. Melvin Gordon out touched him in the running game. Now, the passing game, it was pretty solid. Jared Judy, he had that one long reception, but he got over 100 yards and 4 catches. Sutton, he did 4 for 72, and Javonte had a hella PPR game with 11 receptions, 63 yards. So he's definitely gonna be somebody that people gonna roster up from week to week if they doing fantasy. Now the defense, Chubb, he got 2 sacks. I think Melvin, not Melvin, but I think Randy Gregory being on the other side of him is definitely going to have him have possibly his best season to date, this upcoming season for sure. And, the defense did pretty solid. I mean, shit, Seattle only had 3 points in the second half, so that's a good enough performance on the defensive side to win the game. But it's just the offense really didn't do too much to help them as far as getting the dub. Now Seattle, they were their offensive looked like Geno Smith because he the player of the game. He had a 23 completions with 28 attempts, 195 and 2 touchdowns. Not really uh like he only had one game where he like really threw the ball down the field, but it was kind of a lot of 5 yard, 8 yard, 10 yard passes, just enough to move the chains and kind of like not doing enough to choke the game up. So he definitely managed the game pretty well last night. I'll give him props on that. Rashad Penny, he did a decent job running with 12 attempts for 60 yards. Now, I don't know if moving forward they're gonna possibly feature the tight ends, because it seems like they got the bulk of the yards. Like Metcalf, he only had 7 receptions for 36 yards, and Tyler Lockett had 2 for 28. So, the tight ends, they came in with 2 receptions, 43 yards for Parkinson's and a touchdown. And Disley had 3 receptions for 43 and a touchdown. So I don't know how if they're gonna just I don't think they're gonna, do too many chances. I think he gonna manage the game and try to like, if the defense plays up, they probably steal some games. And because I thought they were one of the teams that was going to be pretty bad this year. But if they play this style of offense and defense week to week, they'll definitely be in majority of the games. Now, whether they lose them or win them, it'll just be dependent on the situational football that they play in each particular week. But that recipe is enough to at least get them and possibly the wild card hunt. But we'll see, like, because Gino always good for having them games where he, like, turn over the ball, like, hella stupid or whatever. But he definitely looked comfortable, and they put the perfect package for him to be successful. So, moving forward, it'll be interesting to just see how that offense is going to be running and whatnot. Yeah, the defense, like I said, is solid. They ain't even give them no points in the second half, which is surprising as shit. You know what I'm saying? That, like, I guess, Denver got all this hype, so we'll just see how they expand on the offense from week to week going forward. Another crazy thing is, like, that last play to choose to go for the 64-yard field goal, and they had, like, what? It looked like they had, like, I think, what, 2 or 3 timeouts left with 15 seconds. So I'm thinking, like, you watching it, you saying, like, all right, you're gonna move it a little closer, even though I guess they feel confident it with they kicker, from 60 yards out, but it would have just made more sense to just at least call a play to get the first down and just see if they could have got maybe 6 to 10 more yards. You had the timeouts. You know what I'm saying? And even Russ could have tried to sneak it or something, but it just that was just a weird, like, that drive that they was cool with settling for a 64-yard field goal. You know, I was kind of, like, scratching my head on that, but overall, both the defense definitely showed up. Denver defense gonna be a handful each week, and I'll just have to wait to see before I can say the same about Seattle. But as far as jumping out the gate, week one had a solid ass win. So yeah, that's just my quick thoughts on the game last night. All right, thanks for listening.